Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. You are here on the home of the slightly above average ship review. Today we have a match on Estuary in the Pan-European Tier 5 Tech Tree Destroyer Vasteras in early access. There's a quick look at the teams. A very quick look at the teams. I think we're down tier, but honestly I have no idea. All right, so it's a domination match. As you know, the goal of the destroyer in the domination match is to capture the cap circles. We are headed out to do just that, heading towards Delta. Vasteras, just like the Visby and the Clashhorn before it, a torpedo spammer. You want to fire your torpedoes as often as you can. Use your guns to defend itself. You do have 5 gun barrels. I want to say, or maybe 6. No, I think this one has 6. I think it has 3 twin turrets. We'll confirm that in the port, but I feel pretty confident it does. The Visby has 5 gun barrels. This has 6. But it has a very long reload, so I wouldn't consider it a gunboat. I want to say the lowest I think you can get it with Swirsky without using a main battery reload inspiration is maybe 6.3 seconds. It's just not fast enough for me to consider it a gunboat. So I put the other commander in here, the Stig. As you can see, we're launching torpedoes already in the match. That is the wide spread. That is the narrow spread. You can see the narrow spread is really narrow. The wide spread is a little bit wider maybe than most people's narrow, a little bit. All right, so we do get a cap reset on this La Galissonière, and we're shooting armor piercing, and at this range I'm not getting the joy that I'd hoped for out of that. But second salvo, again, damage, yes, the damage I want. No, we're gonna aim towards the rear of the ship and aim a little bit higher and not do anything meaningful, and he gets killed by somebody else. That's all right. We didn't take a ton of damage from that, and we got 1 heal left, so I mean that's fine. All right, launching at the other ships out here. Pensacola, I think there was maybe a Leone as well in that smoke screen, although I have to confess I didn't really see it very well. Got this cruiser ahead of me being very aggro up in there. I hope that works out for you, man. Alright, torpedoes being launched all over the place. It probably is a Leone because those are 2s. 2 buys. So we're gonna split the launches here. The cruiser smartly turned around. We're going to get our turrets lined back up as the torpedoes harmlessly go past. We will actually widespread and shoot some torpedoes into the smoke. And just hoping I can spot the Leone at some point, if that is indeed what ship it is. All right, P-Cola popped up a little bit. We are going to fling some HE his way. But I'm really not concerned about him, although we take him right down to the very edge. And one of our teammates finishes him off, although admittedly that would have totally been a kill pinch. All right, launch again into the smoke cloud. For some reason the Leone is not visible, or whatever ship it is in here. Oh, briefly visible. We do get enough torpedo strikes to sink the destroyer. All right, Ismail over here. This is a pretty sketchy encounter. All right, we'll send 1 rack. The Ismail's pretty much broadside. You know, I'm always torn about shooting at the ship after I launch torpedoes, because some people say, oh, that'll make the ship turn in, but you want to set them on fire so it burns the damage con. Anyway, we'll see what happens. We get some torpedo strikes there. Flooding, maybe a little bit. We launch that second rack. And we're still getting flooding damage. We set him on fire. This is all very, very good for us. And continuing to shoot at the Ismail. And we took him down to the very edge. And we I guess, burned him down. Kill number 2. All right, thanks for the help, teammates. All right, here was an interesting encounter with a Warspite.
Concentrate fire on the target.
Very dangerous battleship, in my opinion. Probably the best premium battleship at Tier 5. Maybe 1A, Hugo, 1B, maybe. But I already know the Warspite, in this case a Warspite B, has very good secondaries, so I know I'm risking my own life to do this. However, he is jacked up into this island here, and I don't think he has a lot of room to maneuver. So we'll cut it short, anticipating he turns in. There go the secondaries. We are going to light him up here with our main battery. As you can see, he manages to turn and avoid the first set of torpedoes. Now, I think if I had hit him with both sets, I could have been able to finish him off. But he had the rudder shift to be able to dodge the first set. So right now, I'm just trying to get to the stern of the ship to have as little of his secondaries aiming at me as possible. Alright, so this is a real nail-biting situation for these pan-European ships, because they don't have powerful torpedoes, although they reload quickly. You really got to make sure the torpedo strikes hit, and if I had to do that one over, I would have gotten a little bit closer. And our teammates finish him off. I don't know. I would have liked to get that kill, but it just wasn't going to happen. Alright, Mahan over here. We are a little bit above half health. He is all the way healthy. We're going to light him up with our guns. Got a good alpha splash, even though you don't have a great reload. And he's shooting at somebody else. So we are able to do a ton of damage there. The other ship chipped in some damage. Continuing to damage him. And we will finish him off right there. Kill number 3. Alright, just one ship left, another destroyer. Can we get a 4-kill game in the Vasteras? Well, let's see. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. You know, I say, I'm looking at the map, let's go into this one uncapped base, or the one base that's been capped by the enemy, the Charlie cap. Maybe the destroyer will come over here, maybe it won't. Maybe we'll get to engage him, maybe we won't. Who knows? Either way, that's just my plan. I see this other destroyer is greedily trying to get in here. And so, good thing I have my speed boost going. Because this is a pretty quick ship, as you can see. Almost 45 knots before I moved the bow. So, you can get the speed up here, especially if you use Destroyer Be Destroyed in the 4th row of the Stig. So here we are, we're going to enter the cap. It looks like the destroyer is over in this area. And maybe we can get him to come over here and we'll finish him off and have a great day. Don't know. Alright, so yes, I recommend Stig in the Vasteras. Yes, I would treat it like the Tier 2, the Tier 3, the Tier 4 destroyer before it. And yes, there is a definite change in the playstyle starting at Tier 6. I will have a review of the Shkane next week. You already kind of got a glimpse of that in the Olin video, which should have aired last week. I want to say I think this week for Warship Wednesday, I got a Kraken fail in the Orkan.
Our victory is in sight.
You know, maybe because they release these pan-European ships, people are thinking about getting the Orkan. It's a gunboat. I use Swirsky. Swirsky is fully maxed, so I'll have an Orkan video for you guys on Warship Wednesday. Okay, so we capped Delta with help, got an assisted base cap. We are just heading over here towards this other ship, trying to spot this destroyer and kill it. Our team is going to win the game. We have all 4 base caps. Even though I can't see the numbers, I'm presuming we have a large lead in points. And we have 4 ships, and the enemy would be in line for a solo warrior if he could win the game, which he is not going to do. Alright, in and out of the cap. Why you would give away your position if you were not going to try to cap, I don't know. But he just did that. Gave it away even more by throwing up a smoke screen. We are at some point going to turn and put torpedoes into the smoke screen just to try to force the ship out of there. And so I'll do a narrow launch on the front half and a wide launch on the rear half, presuming that he went into the cap instead of going out of the cap. And so right then I thought to myself, well, all these torpedoes are just going to be a waste because he's dipping around behind the island there. And so maybe I should have held those. Who knows? So we're continuing on over here. I want to say the other ships are pretty much close behind me. It is only a matter of time before we catch up with this destroyer who is executing some sort of strategy, I hope, but I really don't know what it is. Maybe he's waiting for a torpedo reload to counterattack and take us all out. By the way, I want to tell everybody, at the time of this video, I have 167 subscribers. Thanks for subscribing. And also, thanks for the response on some of these videos, like the Stalingrad video, the only video to survive the archive purge. 9 likes on that video. That's kind of shocking to me. Ironically enough, you know, some of my other videos, like the Ensign Gabolde, tons of people watch that. And actually got a dislike on the Ensign Gabolde video. Kind of funny. Even though he had 6 kills, almost 7 kills. Who knows? It's hard to read the crowd sometimes. Alright, so here is the Bovoy. And before we can kill him, the match ends. But that's okay. He didn't really do a lot. Here we are on my favorite screen, the victory screen. I'll probably regret clicking over like that. We got a dev strike. 76,421 total damage, 9 torpedo strikes, 3 kills, 1 solo base cap, 310,743 silver, 3855 ship XP and commander XP. Of the ships I've played in the line, the Vasteras was the weakest ship. All right, 2570 base XP. We are on the top of the board. So is it a good game? Yes, 2,500 or more base XP. But like I said, of the ships that I played, the Vasteras doesn't have great concealment, and it doesn't have a lot of damage going for it. So it was the most difficult ship to get a good game in. All right, so let's go into the port and take a look at the ship in terms of the upgrades. We got aiming system mod 1 and propulsion mod 2, fully upgraded destroyer. Looking at the loadout, 2 charges of the engine boost, 2 charges of the repair party. We were running the common battle booster for speed, the temporary type 1 camo, and of course the early adopter flag for destroyers. 11,190 hit points with our build. Got 3 twin 120 millimeter turrets, 10.4 kilometer firing range. I think that's an 8.3 second reload and a 22.5 second turn time. HE shells, 1,600 damage, 7% fire chance. AP shells, 2,200 damage, although you have to be pretty close to make them detonate. Or penetrate, pardon me. 2 triple tube launchers, 51.9 second reload, max damage. Looks like 77.25. They do have a 10 kilometer range at 69 knots. Those last 2 sets of numbers are really good. Detectability Torpedoes, 1,400 meters. AA defense, this is not great. Maneuverability is, though, 41.5 knots, looks like. 590 meter turning circle. 3 second rudder shift time. Concealment, 5.3 on the surface, 2.9 in the air. 2.3 when firing in smoke. I think if you get the commander to the right level, you can lower those all by 100 meters. Speaking of the commander, Stig Eriksson, we only have him at 16.1. Here's the build, fully maxed Bay, fully maxed Swirsky, but right here, Fragile Threat, we don't have it maxed out there because we don't have enough legendary levels on this commander. So, like I said, same thing. We aren't achieving the full speed because we don't have enough legendary levels. There's more here with the Vasteras in terms of its performance, but I think it is the weakest of the pan-European destroyers. Just my opinion. If you liked it, hit the like button. Thanks.